Hey guys, it's Jack Kosh. First of all, just like to say how incredibly awkward it is to sit here and talk to a video camera. But I know how much I've learnt from guys watching guys like Dave McPhail and that on YouTube. And whilst I'd never pretend to be anywhere near as good of a fly tyer or a teacher as guys like Davey, I thought you guys might be interested to see how I tie flies and some of the flies that I tie. If you're not interested, don't watch it. Otherwise, I hope you guys get something from it. So what we're going to be tying today is just a very simple green caddis with a little bit of scud back on the back. It's a really nice simple pattern. It's a good one if you're starting out tying, because anyone can tie it. It really is that simple. So what we start with is a TMC 2457 size 12 and a black 3.5mm tungsten bead. Now when I tie anything with a bead on it, I like to put some lead wraps in just behind the bead, as it just holds it in place. It stops it from sliding. So just put in say 5 or 6 wraps there, pull it off, and I always just ping it off with my thumb, but if you want to be fussy and neat, cut it, and that'll just hold it in place quite nicely. So what we're using today is Danville 70 Denier olive thread, but anything like your uni thread 6.0 or 8.0, anything around there will work fine. So just to get the lead wraps in place as well, a couple over there, then push that all back, cut that off, and what we're going to be using tying in first is our scud back, which is just this sort of green plasticky material. Anything like thin skin, that sort of thing will work just as well. Okay, so we'll just tie that in there, tie it on top, and tie a couple of wraps down. Now we're going to catch in our copper wire. I've got Andrew's special stereo wire. It's just a reddy brown copper wire, which he found out of a stereo, but it's quite a nice size. It's sort of somewhere between a small and a medium in terms of your conventional sizes. And so if we just catch that in there, and then we'll just tie that down with our thin skin. Pull the two back together, and with the scud back. And with the scud back, you just want to align it straight down the hook. So if you can get that going nice and straight down there, then that'll give it a nice lock at the end. And get it to somewhere down the bend around there, and then we're ready to start our dubbing. Just olive Hares dubbing, really simple flies, so it's nice to use nice simple materials as well. Okay, so because we've got no lead in the body, all of our tapering needs to be done with our body, with our dubbing. So we're just going to dub on a nice noodle here, nice and thin at the start, and then taper it up. And just slowly start working that up to build the body. Need a little bit more dubbing here, so just chuck a little bit more on. Dub that all the way up to there. And then we're ready to pull our thin skin up, our scud back up. What I like to do is just hold it roughly straight, and then put one wrap over it, and then pull it tight and get it nice and neatly aligned. Just by putting one thread wrap on, it just makes it a little bit easier to do. It doesn't slip quite so much. A couple of wraps over there, pull it tight, cut it off, a couple more wraps just to tie off the loose ends. Then we're ready to wrap our copper wire. When you're wrapping copper wire on top of the scud back stuff, it can be a little bit fiddly because it can slide a little bit. But if you just watch it, and you can basically, by pushing on top of the copper wire and the scud back, you can move the scud back while leaving the copper wire in place. And so if it doesn't line up quite right, just do that, and that'll get everything neat and tidy. So we'll just start making wraps up the body. As you can, well, I'm not sure if you can see there, but the scud back has started to slide, so if we just rub our finger on the top of it there, then that'll pull the scud back under. and right up to the top. Tie off our copper wire here. Now you should really use crappy old scissors, but I'm too lazy to do that, so I just cut all my wire with my normal scissors. I know I'm going to regret it when I have to buy new scissors, but for the moment laziness prevails. So just rub the scud back, just to get it all lined up nice and straight. There we go. Now final step is just to get a bit more dubbing, and just to finish it off, cover up all the thread and that sort of thing. So reasonably thick noodle here. And just build it up there. That's great. That's about as much as we need. A couple more under there. And now we're just going to whip finish it off behind the bead. Three turns is enough. And I like to do it twice just to keep it secure. Done. Easy as that. Like I said, it really is a very nice simple fly. There's nothing overly complicated about it. And normally to finish it off I just give it a little scrub with some Velcro. And that should just bring out a few of the trapped fibres, gets it nice and buggy. And there you got your finished fly. Very simple, have a go, it'll catch you heaps of fish. So yeah, cheers for that, cool.